Hi everyone, and welcome to Vending Life. Today we are working on a classic Dixie Narco single price vending machine. This machine is an older model and it doesn't come with the NDB connection, which means adding a card reader isn't as straightforward. I have seen a lot of video on YouTube where people meant that installing a card reader on an older single price vending machine is like this is both challenging and expensive. But don't worry, in a future video I'm going to show you a simple and affordable way to connect a card reader using a pulse relay setup. Stay tuned for it. But today we have tackling a different issue. This machine have a defective cooling unit and I'm going to show you to replace it step by step. Let's get started. As you see, I already removed the delivery shut panel. This part where it's drink drop down and directed to the customer. This panel is secured with 2 screws. It can be a little tricky to remove, but just take your time and pull it out gently. Once it's out, you have access to the panel located over the evaporator. This panel is held on place with 2 clips and each side of evaporator. Carefully release those 2 clips to move it to the next step. Once the clips are removed, gently pull the panel out, take your time and avoid damaging any components around it. Next you need to loosen the screws holding the evaporator on place. On the left side there are 2 screws you need to remove. That could be a little tight, so it helps to support the back on the evaporator, while you unscrew them to make them process easier. On the right side on the evaporator it's often not screwed with screws, but instead slide into a track as you can see here. When the evaporator is loosened, I like to remove the thermostat. You don't have to remove it, but it gives me more space to work. After loosening the thermostat, carefully move the sensor to the side so it doesn't get damaged. The seal going into the cooling compartment is secured with a clip that holds the pipes and wires in place. The clip is loosening from underneath. The compressor, fan and related part are mounted on a metal plate that hold everything together. The metal plate is secured with 2 screws. Use a socket wrench to release the screws. Next, you will need to remove 1 screw on each side to loosen the 2 panel that guiding the air through the radiator. The entire coolant unit should now be loose. Carefully slide the coolant unit out of the machine. Check to make sure it's not stuck and that no other parts are damaged during the removal. Be sure to support the evaporator as it could be easily damaged while pulling the unit out. Now we finally reached the point where we're going to install the new cooling unit. Remember to support the evaporator, slide the unit gently and make sure it doesn't get stuck. Remember to transfer the plastic cover from the old cooling unit to the new one. This cover ensures proper airflow through the radiator. Now we secure the 2 screws on the left side on the evaporator. On the right side the unit needs to be slid into some brackets. We decided to add some extra screws to make sure the unit is secured. The screws could be a bit tricky to install as the pipe and wire connected to the cooling unit might get in the way. The thermostat is reinstalled. Make sure to place the sensor back in the same position as before. The cover over the evaporator is reattached. Use the old clips. Carefully slide the delivery plate back in place and secure it with the two screws in front. Reattach the cover that direct the air through the radiator. Also secure the cooling unit plate with the two screws that were removed earlier. Seal around the hole where the pipe and wire enter the cooling compartment. We are using sanitary sealant for this. Remove the old sealant material, then apply the new sealant at the back and around the pipe and wires. Add a bit extra sealant, as any extra can be removed later. Connect the power cable to the cooling unit and turn on the machine. We adjust the thermostat to listen for when the compressor is starting and stops. That ensures that the thermostat and the cooling unit are working together properly. Check that both fans on the cooling unit are running smoothly and ensure that there's a good airflow through the radiator and the evaporator. Then close the door for the cooling compartment and keep it closed for the next hour. After that, open the compartment again and check if it's cold. If you enjoy video like this and want to see more from restocking to repair, like and follow us.